guys, today we are going to be doing another episode in my Makeup Through the Alphabet series. So if you are new to this, I'm not really sure how you would be because I've done like 12 episodes or something of this now. I will have my playlist linked up there. But basically today we are going to be using only makeup starting with, or that is named the letter L. So basically the products or the names of the products needs to start with the letter L, not the brand or the product itself. Does that make sense? So I will kind of show you what I mean if you don't know what I'm talking about. So basically, these are all of my eyeshadows that we are going to be using today, and I have a very, very good selection. Somehow L is just like a good letter. So here's my little L palette, and as you can see, we have a very good variety of not only brands, but also colors, and I think all of these three yellow ones are called Lemonade. So I feel like I need to do something with a little bit of yellow in it just to kind of do the lemonade justice, you know? So we're definitely going to be using some yellow. I also have a bunch of other products that I want to use. I didn't have a bronzer, so I've done everything else as well as bronzer, but I think I want to do the face first today because I also want to play with my little freckle pen. And I know this has nothing to do with the letter L, but I just want to use it. I was originally going to make this into like a separate video, like and out of my comfort zone trying to do fake freckles, but then I'm like, how long would that video really be? You know what I mean? So I just want to do that today. I just want to play. So I think we're gonna start off with blush because like I said, I do want to do the face first today because I just don't have that many options. So I have two options for blush here, or really three, but the one that I want to use is going to be the Sephora collection one. This one is called Love Child. I just don't know if this is going to show up enough on me now that I have a bit of a tan, but this is what it looks like. So it's a beautiful, how would I even describe this? It's almost like a tangerine-y, corally kind of shade. It's stunning. So we're just gonna go ahead and put some of this on, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to first do the blush, and then I'll do the freckles on top of the blush, and then I'll do the highlight on top of that again. So I've obviously already powdered my face, but I don't have any foundation on. I just have some concealer because I didn't want my skin to look perfect. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna use a freckle product, I really feel like it's going to look more real. Not that I'm trying to look like I have real freckles, but you know what I mean? Like it's just not going to look so out of place. And this little thing right here, please excuse that. Like I said in my previous video, I had a pimple that I tried to pop, and yeah, let's not talk about that. Let me go ahead and blush my nose a little bit. So I do think that this blush is dark enough for me, even though I do have a bit of a tan. I just need to kind of build it up. So I'm not going to use any of the other ones that I do have. I did pick up my Kaleidos blush as well because this one is called Lo-Fi Peach. So I thought maybe if this one wasn't dark enough, I could layer this on top, but we don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do these freckles. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have tried this once, but I wasn't filming it, so I do want to just show you guys, and not that I'm an expert at this at all, and I still don't really know what the best placement for the freckles and stuff is. But so I have this pen from Lime Crime. This is their freckle pen. I have mine in the shade Amber. So it's basically just like a thick, how would I explain this? I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of the word of this. It's like a Sharpie. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and, I don't know, try this. So I guess I'm gonna start on my nose and just kind of put a lot of dots here because freckles are often found on the nose, and I definitely put one way too dark right in the middle of my nose. Whoops. But I do find this to be quite forgiving, so I'm just gonna kind of fade these out onto my cheek and mostly put it where I put my blush because I feel like that's where you would normally have freckles. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Yeah, I don't know about this anymore. I think it's one of those things that you just kind of need to get used to seeing them on yourself. I don't know. It could definitely also have to do with like the placement of them and just getting them to not look so out of place on your face. So I'm just gonna kind of sporadically put some other places too, just so that, man, I feel like these have gotten a little bit out of hand already. Wow, that's maybe a lot of freckles. I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully that's not going to look ridiculous. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I just need to kind of play with the amount of freckles and the placement that I put on. So obviously I can't really do anything to like move them around or anything right now because I have powdered my face like I said. I'm gonna just put a little bit more blush on top of this. I feel like freckles is just one of those things that you just kind of have to own it. You just have to be confident in it, and then it's going to look good. That's kind of how I feel about like every makeup look, you know, as long as you believe that it looks good on you, other people are going to get the same vibe and like get the message, and then they are going to think that it looks good on you too, you know? So let's go into some highlights. So I thought we could use one of these two from Bitter Lace Beauty here because I have two of them. So I have this one. This is kind of like a rainbow one. I don't know if I want to use this for my face. This one is in the shade Looking Glass. I will show you what this one looks like. I don't think you'll be able to really see it like on camera, that it has a full rainbow on it. I'm gonna just go ahead and give you a swatch. So I'm just gonna kind of do this because I don't want to disrupt the colors here. And then I'm gonna just swatch it this way. So you can see like the full rainbow, which is really, really cool, but I don't love it as a face highlighter, but I think it's really cool that you have like 4 or 5 different colors in this, and you can use that as your inner corner highlight or stuff like that, because it is possible to get a very small brush into whatever section of the highlighter that you want to use. So instead we're going to use this one. This one is in the shade Lucid. So this is more of like a bluish highlighter. I don't know how this is going to go with the look, but I do think I'm going to use some of the purples in here. So maybe it's going to kind of tie it all together. Maybe I need to work my look around my face makeup today because I don't know if it's going to look crazy otherwise, but I will show you what this highlighter looks like. It is just, it's so intense, but it's so just glass-like. And it's a very glittery highlighter, so if you don't like that, you probably wouldn't like this, but this is one of those highlighters that don't have like a base pigment, so I'm pretty sure that this would look great on most skin tones, if not all. Which is why I really like highlighters like this, because I just feel like even though they have like a distinct color to them, you don't get that weird like, you know, gray cast that you sometimes get with other highlighters when you're looking straight on. At least I don't think so. I'm gonna just take my blush brush again and just make sure that these are kind of blended together. And I am going to put a little bit of this on my nose. This is probably going to look crazy with the freckles and everything. Like, I feel like this is very much the kind of highlighter that you would use if you're doing a very out there look. And I feel like the freckles are kind of, I don't know, kind of not really meshing with that, but I need to stop. I need to just like, I need to own the freckles. You know, if you own it, everyone else is going to believe that they belong just where they are. Let's go into, are we already on eyes? Do I want to do lips first maybe? I do have some options. I'm going to skip lips and just move on to the eyes. So I'm going to prime my eyes with my Kaleidos eyeshadow primer. I've been really enjoying this and I have not had any problems whatsoever. So how I do this is I usually just put a little bit on my brush and then I put that on my eyes. Maybe this is a little bit too much and I need to divide that on both eyes here. But I feel like I'm usually pretty heavy with my eyeshadow primer compared to a lot of people, because I do like to really cover up like any discoloration or whatever that I might have on my lids. You know what, the more I'm looking at these freckles, the more I'm like, you know what, that is really cute. So I'm thinking where I want to go with this is I want to use both of these purples in my crease as well as the black, because like I can't not use the black if I have the option to. And then I think what I want to do is I want to use this pink here. This one is from Menagerie. I want to use this on my lid as well as probably this yellow right here from Glaminatrix. So what is this one? Let me just take a look. This one is from Shine by SD Cosmetics. Okay, so I've already used that in a video. It's a beautiful shadow, and Shine by SD Cosmetics is a Black-owned brand. I would highly recommend you go check them out because they are great. So let's go ahead and start with, I think I'm gonna start with this color right here, which is Ladyship from Colored Rain, and Colored Rain is also a Black-owned brand. If you want to see the video that I did using only Black-owned brands, I will link that in the corner as well, because that was my last video. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that basically in my crease as well as my lower lash line. So this isn't going to be like a very artistic look or anything like that. I'm just going to do a very basic shape with transition shades and colors on the lid, because that is just what I'm feeling today and that's what I want to do. So you know how I just said I wanted to maybe build my makeup around my face makeup? Yeah, that's not gonna happen, because I looked at these and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use these colors because these are the colors that are speaking to me. And if I'm wearing a blue highlighter and that's not going with the rest of the look, I don't give a shit. So I'm keeping this low enough down that I have a little bit more room to blend this out with, but still high enough up that I can see it when my eye is open here. And I am also going to take this down to my lower lash line, like I said. Like, do you see how beautiful the shadow is going onto my eyes? Like, I really need to pick up more singles from Colored Rain because all of the ones that I have, I absolutely love them. I think that they are so easy to work with, and I just have no complaints with any of them. And I do have to correct myself. In the other video that I made using black-owned brands, I said that Give Me Glow is a black-owned brand, which it's not. And I thought it was because I saw so many lists on Instagram listing black-owned brands, and Give Me Glow was on a lot of those lists. But I just want to make sure that you guys know that they are not, because I did get a lot of comments being like, oh my god, I didn't know that they were, because like I didn't know that they were either. I just assumed that the lists were correct, you know? So just know that they are not, but JD Glow is, and I think that a lot of people are probably just confusing the two brands because they both have glow in the name, but that doesn't mean that Gimme Glow isn't still an amazing brand and a brand that you should absolutely check out, because they have one of my favorite formulas too. And I feel like a lot of the time when people ask me like, so what are your favorite brands, I have to kind of ask them back, like, do you mean in terms of mattes or in terms of shimmers? Because usually brands specialize in one or the other, or I prefer one over the other. And there's very few brands who have like shimmers and mattes that are both my favorite formulas, but I can definitely say that Gimme Glow is one of those brands because I really like both their mattes and their shimmers. Whereas with a lot of other brands, I usually prefer their mattes over their shimmers or the other way around. So let's go into the next shadow. This looks so good. Like, do you see how well this blends out? Oh, it looks beautiful. So next I'm gonna take this lavender shade here, which is from Nabla. This one is in the shade Lotus. I'm pretty sure I used that in my first impression when I tried out Nabla eyeshadows. And from what I remember, this one was beautiful. So I'm gonna use that to blend out the shadow that I just put down here, just to get a bit of a gradient going. And then I'm gonna go in with the black afterwards. And I know a lot of people would usually go in with this shade first as their transition shade, but I find that going in with like the second darkest or the darkest shade first tends to be a better way to go. When it's with black, I don't mind using it as my last shade because I find that black usually builds very nicely, but especially with a darker purple, I like to go in with a purple shade first. And just using colorful shades in general, I just find that using like the deepening shade in your crease first is just safer because you're just not going to run into as many problems. At least that's just my opinion. And as usual, my look is just getting winged out so much because I don't know what it is. I just can't help myself. I'm just gonna go back and forth with these two colors a little bit and just make sure that it's looking perfect, which I mean is pretty much looking perfect already because these colors are just performing so well. And I'm stumbling over my words so much today that I'm dreading trying to edit this. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I have days where I just can't speak and like in the middle of a word, I will just kind of stumble and then I have to start the sentence over and I don't remember like how I started the sentence in the first place and what I was doing, and then you just get like all these jump cuts. I'm sorry if that's happening in this video, but it's just one of those days. Next up, I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is called Leggings. This one is from Gimme Glow, I'm pretty sure. Just gonna make sure here. Yeah, that one is from Gimme Glow. And I love me some black leggings, so I love that they named the shade that. I'm just gonna tap that in the outer corner of my eye. I don't think I want to pull this through my crease too much. I just want this to be a deepening shade in the outer corner here. I'm just gonna blend it slightly into my crease, just in the outer part. And just kind of fade it in here. And guys, don't be afraid of using black eyeshadow. I know a lot of people are really scared of it, but if you just take it slow and you use small brushes to make sure it doesn't get out of hand, like they're honestly not that hard to work with. And you can of course take it a lot slower than I do and like tap off your brush and not go in with as much at the same time, but I really like how it looks when I do that because that way it doesn't turn into like more of a gray. Like I really want my outer corners to be nice and black and pigmented. And I find that going in more than once, sometimes I end up getting more fallout that way, which kind of doesn't really make sense. But I guess the more times you put shadow onto your eye, the better your chance of getting fallout is. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't make any sense, but it's just what kind of seems to happen to me. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of that purple. I'm just kind of wiping off my brush. I've been using the same brush this whole time. I usually do that. And I'm just gonna make sure that the edges here are blended. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that first shade that I used on my lower lash line as well, because I feel like the upper portion of my eye now is looking a lot heavier, so I just want to make sure that I smoke this out so that they are both nice and intense here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into, do I want to do a cut crease with this? I feel like that's not really all that blended. I don't think I do want to do a cut crease, and I don't even know if I want to use any of these yellows. I don't know, I just feel like they don't really go with what I have going on right now. I do want to really use this this pink though, because it's so beautiful, and from what I remember it has a bit of a yellow shift to it. Okay, crap, so I'm currently editing the video and I realized that my camera battery died, so I'm just going to show you here what I used to finish off, or just show you what you missed. So basically I took this shadow here from Menagerie. This one is called Lily, and I put that all over my lid using the NYX glitter primer. And then I, in my inner corner, took the shade right here, which is called Lemon Drop from MBA Cosmetics, and I put that in my inner corner. And then in my waterline, I used this faux white from NYX. This is in the shade Lavender Blush. So that is basically what I did. So let's go back to the video. I'm so sorry you missed that part, but you've seen me put on shimmer shadows before, so it's not really, I feel like you didn't really miss that much. Okay, so the eyes are done, and I basically did what I said I was going to do. Nothing fancy, just did some liners and mascara. And then for lips, I think I want to do a lip combo of a lip liner and a kind of lip gloss, like gloss stick. So I'm going to use this one from ColourPop. This liner is in the shade Little One. And then on top, I'm going to use one of these L'Oreal Colory Shine lipsticks. This one is in the shade Luminous Coral. I think that's going to go very nice with the look, so let me try to put these on. I'm just a little bit unsure if the lip liner is going to go with the lip gloss, but let me go ahead and try it. You know what? I think this looks really nice. So this is going to be the look all done. The more I'm looking at my face and I'm seeing the freckles, the more I like them. I just think that they look so cute. Like, yeah, I could definitely work on like my placement and stuff, but if you hate them, I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to keep doing them because they're so cute and so summery. And I just feel like this is a perfect shade for what I am right now to make it look as natural as possible. So yeah, let me know if you've tried to do fake freckles and how you feel about them. I know a lot of people don't like them, but usually the people who don't like them are the ones who already have freckles. So it's one of those things, like, you always want what you don't have, you know? So if you have freckles and you don't like them, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry that people keep putting freckles on their faces, but like, we don't have them, so we're jealous and we want to be part of the freckle family too. And if you have freckles, just embrace them, like, they are beautiful. So that's gonna be it for using my letters L. I'm very excited to use my M letters because I have such a good selection, and I think that we're gonna get an amazing look out of the next one. So thank you so much for watching this series as always, and I'm so happy that you guys like it as much as I do. Don't forget to check out my playlist if you want to see the rest of the alphabet, and if you're new to my channel somehow and you'd like to subscribe, I would love that, and hopefully I will see you all in my next one. Bye.